on the previous figures. He's specialised in lopping latter rounds. As the 3,000 field gets underway, again a very big Kenyan contingent here, and you can be sure there'll be pace-making for Komen. He'll want a pace of around 59 seconds per lap, I would thought, to set him up for any attempt at the world record, Steve.
Well, I'll take my hat off to him if he's even going for it here, because he just looked so tired in Berlin the other night, and the man is just churning it out, and again he's slotted in there. He looks as though he certainly means business again. One thing in his favour, the wind, I was just looking at that red flag just at the start there, and the flag certainly has dropped, so the breeze has certainly dissipated from what it was earlier on. So it won't be too much of a problem for them in terms of going off hard, but this is a tough record. It's a really hard record to go for, and he has been churning out some hard races, and you just wonder where he's getting the energy from.
Well, that's right. It wasn't a 1,500 or a 3,000 in Berlin 2 days ago. It was a 5,000, as Steve says. He looks tired running 13:02, and that's some 17 seconds slower than he ran in Zurich a couple of weeks prior to that. And has to be running on tired legs here, but Kisang and Kosgei running a very good pace here, indeed a very fast pace indeed, Steve, way below 2-minute pace for 800 metres, as we see Kravets receiving her prize for that victory in the long jump.
There was a 57 and the clock didn't stop, but look at that 57 and a half first lap, which is either silly or Komen has asked them to go through particularly quick. There's Kravets, as you said, confirmation there with that win from the second round jump at 6.99 in the first round effort of Agenwa, the Olympic gold medalist in the long jump. Shana Williams coming through with her early effort of 6.77, and none of them were able to improve on those distances in the later rounds, and they were all wind-assisted marks, as you could see there. But Komen certainly meaning business. They've gone through 800 in, well, you can hear that 1:56. That is fast. The understatement of the year, I think, from Steve Cram there. 1:56 at 800, Steve. I mean, this is virtually world record pace for 2,000 metres. Never mind about 3,000 metres. It is around 3:50, 3:52 pace for a mile. It is astonishing. 2:25 at 1,000. Now, that's the sort of pace that he's been coming home in. He's been running his last 1,000 in his last couple of races over 3,000 in 2:25. To go out in 2:25 is absolutely staggering. There's Komen in third place and pulling well away from the rest of the field, of course, here behind the two rabbits, Kisang and Kosgei. Well, I just hope that they haven't killed this off for him. I mean, he's obviously decided he still feels like he could go for fast time here, but 2:25 is, well, it's not suicidal, but I mean, it is really way inside the sort of pace that's possibly required. A couple of seconds too fast, and he may well pay for that in the later stages, but it's up to Kosgei to try and keep things going for him. Of course, Komen probably is going to be left out in the front with maybe 3 or 4 laps to go on his own, and that's what happened the other night. Once he was out in front, he wasn't able to maintain the pace they were running. They were well up on world record schedule in Berlin through the first 3 kilometres, and then he got tired and faded away fairly badly. Let's hope that's not going to be the same result from here tonight, because look at that, a 57.6 lap. Goodness me, they're getting faster.
Well, we've seen 57.5 seconds for the first lap, 58.5 for the second lap, taking them through 800 and 1:56. They went through 1,200 and 2:55. They're heading for a time here at 1 mile, or at 4 laps, of around 3:55. This is quite astonishing, way inside any splits that have ever been recorded before at these sort of stages. When he ran so close to the world record in Monte Carlo, he was 2:27 at 1,000 and 4:56 at 2,000. Well, he's gone through the mile there, Steve, in around 3:55, 3:56. I've never seen anything like this, and yet Komen there in second place, looking reasonably relaxed, looking quite sprightly. He has a very deceptive stride, long raking stride with a good range of movement. He brings his heels up very close to his buttocks at the back, which means that the stride length is very long, even though that he doesn't look as though he's bouncing too much.
Well, you got to hand it to Kosgei here. He's doing a pretty good job, John Kosgei, 59.91. He's certainly keeping it going, and as you said, Komen at the moment doesn't show any signs of slowing down too much, although this is where it really starts to hurt. That first mile, probably somewhere around about 3:54, 55, as you said, just remarkable running. I mean, a lot of milers would be happy with this, but he's keeping going, as you said, 2,000 metres. Any time anybody used to get under 5 minutes, it was considered good running, and look at Komen, he's now going past Kosgei. This really is remarkable.
Well, we're used to seeing Daniel Komen knock big chunks off his personal best. 4:53 at 2,000 metres. I bet you that would put him in the top 10 all time for 2,000. That is a staggering statistic. But last year, Komen knocked some 24 seconds off his personal best for 5,000. This year he's gone ahead and knocked another 11 seconds off it. Here at 3,000 he's done enormous damage to his personal best. It was 7:38 at the beginning of the season. He's run 7:25 and he's heading for a time here. If he can just maintain his pace over the next couple of laps, Steve, 58.3 there for a time well inside Morsley's world record figures. He's got to be running on tired legs now. But look at him, bouncing along there. The stride length is still strong. Works hard with the arms. He does have this beautiful, relaxed, balanced action. The arm action almost makes it look as though he's running like a sprinter. But then, of course, he's moving here at around 57, 58 second per lap pace. But look at the face. Nice and relaxed and in control.
Well, I think we're seeing a remarkable run here. Whatever happens, it's going to be very fast, whether he breaks the world record or not. He really only needed to run 2:4 for the last 800, and he hasn't let the pace drop by the looks of things. So Daniel Komen at the moment looks to be heading on his way to another phenomenal run. 7:25.11, as Tim said. He missed it by 500 to the second this time. He's only got 500 to go. You look at what the clock is at the bell and work out what he'll have to do on the last lap. He certainly doesn't look to be tiring at the moment, as Tim said, still looking relaxed.
If anything, he seems to accelerate approaching the bell there, Steve. We all know middle distance runners that you get a huge boost when you go through the bell, knowing you're on the final lap. 59.7 there for that penultimate lap. And heading down round the penultimate bend now is Daniel Komen, surely on the way to a world record. The crowd realise it. There's a relatively small crowd in the stadium in Rieti, guiding him home down the back straight. The world record surely hasn't got long to live now. 7:25, the figures he's aiming at. He goes through with half a lap left at 6:51. He's only got to cover this last 234 to get the world record, and he's moving at around 30-second pace. This is a staggering speed he's running at. Nuruddin Morsley is going to lose a world record here, barring disaster in the last 100 metres, and still he looks untroubled. Into the home straight, Daniel Komen of Kenya, 20 years old. He hasn't got a world record at an Olympic distance yet. He hasn't got one at an IAAF distance. But now he has. Look at the figures. 7:20.67. 59 seconds for that last circuit. And the world record has been broken by 4.5 seconds. He's held aloft by his teammates. And at last, the running he's produced in race after race in the recent weeks since the Olympics. Remember, he couldn't go to the Olympic Games, wasn't selected. That sort of running has been rewarded.